Whoops. Now, where was I? Slow. Fast. And that's what I can think about. Okay. Is there any use for tungsten plates aside from these? It's funny how I feel like these are kind of difficult to get, so I feel like a mere 200 or something should be able to get me some kind of unlock, but that's not how it works. That's not at all how it works. But I need to consider, I mean, it's weird. The way the logistics, interplanetary logistics here, is, it's high tier. It's pretty high tier thoughts, and I end up thinking about it when I'm not playing lately because of how cool it is. Like, I'll just be like, oh yeah, I should stop at that planet first before I do this because I need. So, obviously, what I need to do, important, is pick this up. That's piling up pretty well. And I would like to get this place stable, even if that might mean having to make space over here for my rocket ship. Because if I had that, technically, what is it? A lot of this stuff I shouldn't need to have here, I don't think. Do I need these here for anything other than, like, making the rocket that I've made? I don't think I really need these here. Like, that could be set up over here if I really wanted that kind of stuff. But, like, okay, cargo landing pad. Would I need that to be where my rocket is? Because if I send down, yeah. I'm really thinking it would be best to move this stuff 42 million. Okay, I'm getting a perspective of how this works. If I want a large place to build, there's going to be less materials. I guess that kind of makes sense, as if these are concentrated city scraps or something. Like the cities were smaller areas. See, 8.7 million. If I want it to last a long time, like I could build here and have a full base where I wouldn't worry about anything, but then the scrap, barely any. The reason I'm here and I'm not worrying about the scrap is because 25 million? See, this has got 40. It might even be a better idea to move over to here. just because there's a little more space, it looks like. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I forgot about that. That was one of my ideas. Because this has the necessities for this. And it also has this here. So if I just fill in this area with... What would I... Oh yeah. I'd need to move all my... Specifically my science production stuff over there. And then... I mean, that's not an impossible idea. I do build up plenty of holmium over here. But all that would have to be done, I think, in person, because I don't know. I don't think I even... I have one assembly machine too here that I could use to assemble different things, like more assemblers. I could technically do it remotely, but that's just one thing. Then I also need to... I had some big thoughts on this. I already have my nuclear stuff on here. I could at least get one nuclear reactor running, and if I send up a bunch of storage tanks, I could store all the steam, so I could have power based on that for a while. And then, since I'm here now, I could also send up a bunch of the foundries. And I could maybe send up enough that I could use them on my main world. But it would also be important to potentially get that set up here so that I can just start melting all this ore. And then that would allow me to get steel going. And if I had steel going, I think that's the only other thing I would need if I was trying to make the piercing rounds. Which would probably be drastically better, I'm guessing. I don't know. I've actually not really seen many people using the red ammo on their ship. It seems like they just go for some kind of rocket turrets, which are bigger. But I noticed I was trying to make sure I had enough space for that. Oh yeah, I extended this out. Normally there was only space for one of these in here. And that would allow a rocket turret thing to be on each side of this. But that shouldn't matter because I'm going to extend this whole area anyway. Oh yeah, I was also thinking about the quality of, because when I started this series, I wasn't recording everything. I gave myself large breaks where I would, okay, I'm going to be doing this, and it may not be entertaining, but I don't really like that idea, and I never have, because if I'm going to watch someone, it's probably just going to be to zone out and enjoy some kind of very long, consistent thing that they're doing, and that's what I prefer for this to be. I mean, I'm okay with the skips in the start of this, though, specifically because a lot of that was stuff that I've already done many times, but even, like, it was mainly just the audio. I didn't get my audio fixed to my preference, so I just kind of skipped bits. Okay, the other thing I was looking at. These are really cool. The simple fact that you could cover a very large area with just a few of them. And they reduce resource drain. That's really cool. So it's got higher productivity, but the resource drain is slower. So that solves a lot of the issues that I always have, which is getting frustrated that I'll burn through different ore locations very quickly. I'm kind of feeling like I'm definitely not going to have stability at this location for a while. I feel like I'm just not, because if I need tungsten out here, that's not really gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So I'm thinking I should consider this more of an active location. So I'll have to be here and do those things, and therefore I think I want to not do that necessarily. Immediately. I think I want to jump up in my rocket and head back and do something useful somewhere else, and it seems like the most useful thing I could do would be getting Fulgora set up. Even though it would be nice to get, I mean, I want my space platform to be set up for, actually that's a good thought for me to check, is just how many platforms I have built up, because when this gets full, I'm not really going to want to stop making them. I should make this purple, and yeah. Because I think it's going to get to a point where I'll want to have multiple quality space stations of the same abilities, and that doesn't seem like a problem at all because they're self-sustaining in space with the asteroids. So like once I get the structure built, if I send it somewhere, it will fill up its own stuff. It's just I need to consider what it's actually going to take. Like if I built this one, I have gun turrets being produced. I have the platforms that would probably cover this entire thing, I'm sure. I could probably make 2 of these with how many space platforms I have. It would just take a long ass time, many rockets to send up, and that would be one of the big bottlenecks. How many rockets I would need to send up. I'd be waiting on the blue circuit things. But yeah, the platforms are at my main base, so blue circuits would be a problem. Unless I maybe want to send those there from Fulgora, because my stuff is piled up there, and that is one place that has all the necessities for rockets very easily and automatically. Now, as of right now, I wouldn't be able to get the science, which is kind of the key point for me wanting to go there. But I don't have the cargo bays being produced. I have assemblers. I have electric furnaces. I do not have chemical plants being produced. I do not have storage tanks being produced either, which is odd. I should have those being that's one I could get started right now, just for the sake of having it. Or what goes into it? Pipes or something? If so, I could toss it down over here. Wait, what does go into them? Just iron plates and steel. So, if I try to position things properly, I could technically skip relying on the bots to set things up. Okay, there's iron being produced here. That's right, purple uses the rails for some odd reason. Ugh. Okay. Trying to think, if I could put one like somewhere over here. Then I can remove those. Gonna need to put those back though. Let me think. See, because of all things, will I care about quality for storage tanks? I feel like that's something that it seems like it wouldn't matter, but there are situations where it would still be pretty useful. Like, for example, having storage tanks on my space platform, if they could like store more, which I don't know if that's what they do, but I assume that's what it would be. If they could fit more at higher qualities, then I could technically use fewer to take up less space, which isn't a priority threat or anything. It shouldn't be anything that matters. But still. Okay, there we go. So that should be everything I need for that, and that will produce. It takes nothing of serious concern, but I will want to change this container to a passive provider so it doesn't fill up with other stuff. Or I'll change it to a blue one just so I can, you know, keep it full. Now that that's full, now that that's replaced, I can set that. I don't know how this is supposed to work if you want it to stay full of one type of material. Meanwhile, I'm just standing out in a field. Okay, whenever I head out, I am gonna need to set up some chests so I can place all my items in them. Well, I might as well make them red like I regretted last time. So just in case I need to use them, I can. But those will be there. Remind myself that these will be it's my special item location. Pretty cool music. They hate us because they volcane us. Now we're getting somewhere. With all those blues here. And okay. Got the rocket fuel as well. Okay, well. I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking what I said. I'm pretty sure I want to leave here, do some other stuff for a while, and just let this do what it's gonna do. But if I do that, I need to consider specifically, hold on, what I need to, if I leave here, I want to take a bunch of the forge things, the foundries, and some of the mining things, because that would be really useful to get that started up on a few other places. Like one of those mining things on Fulgora. It's like if I had one of those right here, it would probably cover all that. I could put like one here and one here. And then it wouldn't even take up much space. So I could get the science going all the way up throughout here. One second. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not producing a lot of this. I'm gonna need more of this for some more of these. And what sucks is I'm gonna want a bunch of these for my ship too. I'm gonna want a few of them for my ship. I'm gonna want a few of them for Fulgora. I'm gonna want a few of them for my main base. If I had these on my main base, what could I be doing? Jeez, that would be so weird to just throw a few of these down and have like a thick line of production for something like the I've been thinking a bunch of the stuff in this, like specifically these things here, the mining things and those foundries. They're really good for like bulk speed in a way that makes me want to actually focus on them and use things like beacons, for example. Like put one foundry with beacons around it, make a blueprint of that so I could place that anywhere and do like really, really high speed production for certain things. So I wouldn't have to rely on having a whole setup with a bunch of things all pulling out into a conveyor belt. It would just be one that's like rapid production. Because one of the big things that always bothers me that I mentioned is like just having a bunch of things involved with it. And while these do use a lot of power comparatively, I think it's probably worth it. Then I could also put some efficiency modules in there to drastically reduce that, I'm sure. Not sure specifically, but yeah, this orange science is probably not going to be doing anything for a while. So that means I've got these two things set up here that probably aren't going to be doing much. And I still want to leave them just because I don't know if I should. Foundry, molten iron, electric engine units. Okay, so I've got the electric engine units. Tungsten carbide is another thing. And advanced circuits which are not building up fast enough. So what I could do is place that there so I get red ones. And do I even have a... Yeah, I've got one for the green there. Can make a couple of these. That might help speed these up. Yeah, I should actually get an assembler making assembler 3s back at my main base, because I do already have the speed modules being produced. That would be a hefty drain though. That would be a hefty drain on my red. Yeah, my red circuits, there's already sometimes some pressure on those. So, I don't know if I want to do that without a limit on it. But, imagine if I got quality versions of the assembler 3s. That could potentially be really good. Okay, so it seems like we're waiting on these, and it's because they're not being pulled out of the machine fast enough. So that's kind of annoying. Let's see how I can improve that. These are oh, okay, so that's the problem. I got blockage on the second part there. So let's get all of these as upgraded. The bulk inserters will dramatically help this process. It's one of the few times where like standard production can use bulk inserters. And speeding this up should get a bunch piled up in here, on top of all this. I didn't realize those copper cables were, because like this thing produces stuff quickly, so quickly that that's a problem for this. But it should be a good thing. I just need to deal with the arms to speed it up properly. There we go. Now that should fix the maximum rate. Now there we go. Okay, there's not going to be a problem with iron. Still waiting on the cables. So that means this one is fine on the cables. So what I can do one thing I can do is drag this out. Maxed. Looks like there's no delay now. Makes me wonder if I put some of the old blue credit cards in here. If I could cause some issues again. That going over there. I feel like I want to put this on the other side. Oops. there's a wait again. That's right, I never got this other side set up. Yeah, I've got too many going here. It's just that I want chests to be down here for this. This is too many. I can just pull out of one of these and... Okay, not bad, not bad. It's so funny when I just there are moments when I just look at this stuff and I'm like, this does not seem like a game that I would want to play. But then I'm like, oh, I don't like when I just look at things quickly. It's still like confusing, a mess of nonsense. But it's when I'm paying attention to the specifics and I have to actually go in and get things set up. Like, okay, this needs to go here, and then eventually I end up doing it. It reminds me of when I used to draw a lot in the past, where I would draw a bunch at one point, then go back and look at the notebook or sketchpad where I had all these drawings, and I'd be like, did I really draw that? Is that really something I made? Because it would be like really not even necessarily great or good or whatever, but it would have a character to it or something that just didn't seem like it was something that I would make. That happens sometimes. And I would be like, it looks like something like a cartoonist would have created, which doesn't look like the things I would create normally. And it would just give me that weird feeling like, that doesn't seem like something I could have even done, but it's something I did, so I'm proud of it. That's the weird thing about bases in this game. It's like, when you get done with it, it looks like a circuit board or something, but it doesn't feel like making one, like, because you're focused on the individual parts rather than the whole mess that it ends up being. Because, like, this was kind of complex to get set up, but now I think everything's going pretty smoothly. See, now the iron plates are the issue, which is not something I would have expected suddenly, but now it's the thing. So let's put some of those down and see if that helps it. See that simple little alteration, and it fixes a new delay that formed. But yeah, okay, so these are filling up because they're fast enough. So in the event that there ends up being a hang-up, I can just put an extra one here, and that should cover another aspect of it. Let's make some more logistic bots. And electric engine units. I was wanting to, okay, if I can make another foundry. If I can make another foundry, I'll do that, and then I'll make some mining things with it. Doesn't that require copper? Molten iron. And more of the tungsten that I'm gonna have to continue to pick up just from rocks. This is gonna be a bunch of carbon. calcite is another thing I'm gonna need to bring. I'm pretty sure it's used in... Wait, is it used in... Yeah, it's used even when... Wait. Yeah, it's used even when you convert the ore to the liquid metal. So if I were to bring it on my space station, I'd be able to actually use the things. Without it, thankfully it's only 1 per 50, but makes me wonder how fast I would go through it. How many would I need? Would I need 2 rockets full of 500 for a few trips in different places? I don't know. I'll probably need to set up a specific... Yeah, a little specific calcite into the rocket node. So I'll put that there, and I'll just let this fill up, and that'll allow me to fill up the rocket very easily just by plopping one of those down whenever necessary. And then I did get engines. I didn't get engines started. That's one of the things I was trying to do at the start, but then I brought this whole stack of electric engine units. I think I should do that soon, but maybe not even before I leave. I can use these to make a few of the mining drill things, but I shouldn't need many. I'll have to leave these behind anyway. So, didn't I make a foundry already? Okay. And it's gonna be the iron ore, or iron goop. Guess I'll put it here or something. There we go. Bring that over there. Now it's gonna need red, electric engine. Okay, lots of stuff that I'm gonna need to toss these in there by hand. Should be able to automate everything else. Advanced circuits and tungsten carbide. How much does it need? 20 tungsten. I'll just set that as the default. And 10 advanced circuits. I will set that also as the default. Now I should be able to make... I don't know how many of these I'd want. I wish I could get it like at least 4 on the other planets. So that'd be... I can put up 20 per rocket. So if I could get that at 20, I think I'd be good. I'd be good on that. Except I should stop at Fulgora first because I don't know how to split things on the rocket. So the cheap rockets on Fulgora would mean I could drop all 20 and then send up only half of it or something. But I don't know if I'd need a whole 10. I'd probably only need a few on Fulgora. Okay. Why aren't the Reds building up yet? They're getting eaten up by these. I feel like I should stop production on blue just for now. Set it up to stop at 200 or something. It's less than. See, I don't understand why it's still working now. Because I think the way that direction is... Oh yeah, people online were talking about how this is annoying, that it says it's a check mark for enable/disable. Like, what does that even mean? And that confuses me. I don't actually know what I'm doing with this most of the time, and I just have to pick one until I see which one is working. So like, if I flip this to the way I think it should go, it would stop. Which is the opposite of what I want. Also, this coal is kinda okay for now. So I'm thinking I can grab at least one of these. Because, I mean, if this is the planet where I can make them, it's not as much of a priority that I leave them here. Because I'll head back eventually and just make some more. What else can I put up? I should get a bunch of standard base things automated here, like logistics chests and grabby arms and assemblers. And if I can do that, I can make the little things that I always use at my main base now. And that would allow me to make use of the logistics basic resources I've gotten set up here, but also what was I thinking? There's a reason. Figure it out again. $1 hour. I feel like I need to bring any science I make just because it will, I don't like, there will be a point in the future where like it's just taking up space or whatever. Or yeah, the water is not filling up fast enough. Put those in there. I forgot I'm in this dangerous territory still. Just got a good enough setup that it's not a problem. I actually kind of wanted to rush and see if I could make it to Gleba just above the planet, not actually stop there, just see what it's like up there, because I don't know which planets or where you go to get the higher level resources, like Promethium. People mention that being something that's in space somewhere. I assume it would be around Aquilo or something, but if it's around Gleba, if it's more difficult there, I'd like to know before I head there seriously. Otherwise, I would be stuck probably building out my base in an unsafe location. Like my ship, I mean. And that would be really annoying to have an entirely additional resource clogging everything up when I have no setup designed to deal with that. Very frustrating. So, my ship is ready now. So that actually means I could leave right now. I could straight up just leave. I could take like one foundry or just like grab a couple. This isn't gonna be... Like, the fact that this requires 2 different types of tungsten kind of pisses me off a little bit, because that's like the worst possibility. It's not even just one thing, so I can't just make the one thing that's useful for like the foundries and for the mining things. I have to make an additional version that's apparently useless aside from the science. So that means splitting an already, what would I call that? Not scarce. It's just not... Yeah, their resources are normally, not... Like, the asteroids you get are renewable, that's the term. So plenty of resources are not normally renewable, and that's fine. but tungsten is not renewable, and we got this shit here. I can't, if I can't fight the little baby worm, what the hell am I supposed to do? This world is cool, but I'm thinking it's gonna be a lot more difficult to make use of it, which means there are some things I'm gonna have to wait on. Like, I could go for either of these. I could go for asteroid reprocessing. Okay, that's probably what I want to do. It's like, I could get 500. I just don't know how much more than 500 I could get. And make a few more of those. At least having a bunch of mining drills, the big ones, would be cool. I feel like I'm gonna be missing out if I can't bring foundries, but foundries will also come with calcite. Otherwise, damn it. What else can I make with these dumb things? I can make belts probably very quickly. Which reminds me that I was doing that. And what is this? What is this for? What was I just using this to look at things? Okay. Holmium plates. That's probably what I should, because it uses the direct fluid to make holmium plates. It would make them very quickly. But I don't think there's any use for that unless I had a delay on that. And I do have a delay on the holmium plates, but it's because the holmium solution is harder to get than I would want. So that's not relevant. Probably should not drop it down onto Fulgora. the main usefulness of the foundries would be low density structures. How am I making those? Oh yeah, I just made a specific container of them, I think. Yeah. And I did fill that up, so... This is one I feel like I should leave here, but... I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of important. Oh well, I'll just send one up and plenty of calcite. Oh, that's heavy. I can fit 5 foundries in the ship. Let's see how much I can fit now. Maybe this is enough. 10? I mean... No. Should I leave the science? Just a tiny bit. I could set up... I mean, I don't even need the science with me to be able to set up for it in the future. I feel like I might as well not even bring it. I can change that from a distance if necessary. Okay. I feel like I should send up another one full of calcite, and then I should make like 3 more foundries, because I sent up 1, if, let's say I just set it up on my ship so I could have something to make things on the ship, then I could make liquid metal, eventually the liquid copper somehow, I don't know how, but I would want to have that there, and then the liquid metal to make into plates, and then another one to make the copper into plates, or something else. So at the least I think I would want 4 just for those basic things. Let's see that I'm not full. When am I gonna want to leave? What am I gonna want to leave? I never set this up for concrete. No! Why do flames just randomly pop up out of nowhere? I don't understand the mechanics on this. It seems like it's just randomly where trees are at sometimes, or like... Rose, what are you... What the... What are they even doing? Trying to heal each other? There we go. Okay. Ooh, I am in danger territory. Did not realize that. Danger territory. Danger, Will Robinson. You know, that Netflix series, I thought it seemed good so far. I don't know what happened with that. But that's one of those shows that I think Netflix did pretty well, and then, like, I didn't see much attention to it. And then they probably canceled it before anything happened. Like, it was alright though. Like, it wasn't amazing. It was kinda good though. But then again, I also favor space, sci-fi related stuff. So, like, there was one that I heard a lot of people didn't like that I thought was awesome. I forget what it was. Like, it's called Another World or something like that. I don't remember. I think it was weird. I actually totally can't remember what it was about. I watched it years ago. So, but okay, I'm gonna need to make a lot of this, a lot of that. I imagine pollution doesn't matter at all on this planet. So I wonder if I should stop throwing everything in the old trash heap here. Maybe I could just burn it up with some extra carbon or whatever. Then I'd have extra plates that don't rely on my foundries being used. Is this automated to pull? Okay. Don't know if I should do that, but I kind of would like at least one stack of 200 science. Now I put up one foundry already, so oh yeah, I made these. And I also made those. Gonna need these. Gonna for sure need more of those. this is my good tank. I wonder if I should just leave it. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna leave it here, I guess. See how many of these I can make. Perchance. Goes through a lot of this stuff. So that'll be my third one, and I'm not going to need the copper immediately. I'm sure I could technically set up two. One to make my ore from the metallic asteroids into a fluid, and one more to make that into plates or steel. I could be making gonna be using lava up there. I would have to use iron ore, and then I can, with direct molten iron, I can make iron plates. I can make steel plates. I can make gear wheels. I can make iron sticks. I think this many should be good enough just for now, because it will require the calcite anyway, and I'm probably not going to want to bring it down onto a planet because I won't have the calcite to any reasonable extent. The mining things, those will be useful everywhere. Do I not have gear wheels being given to me? Because I know I had a container filled with gears that I specifically made Where the hell did that go? Okay, well, I got a lot more of those than I expected. So I should probably see how many I can fit. And that's it. I think I'm stopping there. And as far as everything else goes, what do I need? Is there something here that I really should do before I leave? Wouldn't need to stay, but I should turn off my little thing I had here. Just let it go. Got the steam, got the acid. That's gonna be waiting. A lot of things are just gonna sit here. Oil's gonna keep being made. Plastic will keep being made, and that will be maxed out at some point. Petrol will stack up. Batteries will stack up. These will eventually stack up. Unless I flip this off, which I could do. Just let that make blue forever. So then I won't have to worry about rockets in the future. Speaking of which, rocket fuel. Gonna have that being made for a long time. So this I can pause. Do I want to? Screw it. It's time to go. Bro, stop. No. My bots always start grabbing everything when I try to do this. Just because I forget that I have those things set to automatically hand it to me. I believe it's time. So let me think. Stop at Fulgora. Head down. Get the science. Drop off a couple mining things. I'll stay there for a while. Set up the science next to the rocket so that I will be able to get consistent science that I can automate to send back and forth. Then I could head to Novus. I could set up a second space platform, which would take a while. I'll have to be there for a while, I think, if I do that. But I should be able to just blueprint it and then set it to start automatically sending things up. which would require me to probably automate a few things to get some of the basics, or just send those up myself. Now if I put this on here, can I go up with it? I think so. I felt like I needed to go up. Well, I think it leaves everything if I try to go up. Well, let's try it. I'll bring up a bunch of calcite. Oh yeah, I saw someone with legendary. I don't like glancing at things that I kind of consider spoilers, because it's something I would probably end up trying. But they had like a legendary mech suit, and they put a shitload of exoskeletons in it. So they were running faster than the world could generate, which was funny to see. But I only glanced at it and closed it really quickly because I didn't want it completely ruined for me. I'm sure I'm gonna end up trying something like that though. Let's see if my ship has enough space for anything. Still got my uranium up here. I could get that set up. I got water. That would be a big deal though. And it would require me to continue having all this stuff set up here, so I'd be able to just tear down my power. And this stuff I got back here is like a little bonus. I can leave that there. It's just all this stuff would be removed, so the power would be stressed. This stuff could stay up here for the process of getting that set up. But the hope would be to set up nuclear power over here maybe, and then over here I could have a couple of the foundries that would make more use of the power. But I don't know if I want to do that. I'm kind of reliant on the ease of solar. I like just putting solar down and then I don't have to worry about it because it's consistent for the most part. It's ironic to say that because it's actually very inconsistent as far as power goes on any planet where there is a daytime. Now let's see if this all goes up with me. Anything I need to do? Screw it. Ooh. Yay. Ooh. Let's just deliver this before I leave then. Okay. Back in action. Grab some plates before I leave. Okay. Here goes something. Yeah, if you are not fully prepared, I've seen people post some pictures of their ships and I was just like, yeah, those aren't gonna last long. If you don't have things set up properly and you go through these, like my first problem, I don't even remember if I mentioned it properly, but I went to Fulgora and I stayed there, but I couldn't get off the planet at the time. I hadn't built a rocket ship. And then even though I spent all this time getting my ship set up here, the ammo started running out. Like it was clogged up somehow. I forgot what it was that caused it, but it was clogged up. And a couple of my turrets were empty. And I think they were toward the back, maybe. So then the ones up front I saw, they started running out. And I was like, oh no, what do I do? I'm gonna have to reload my whole game. Because what else was I gonna do if my ship gets destroyed above the planet? I don't even know if you can safely build above those planets because they still, like, I assume they would still have the asteroid things the way they normally do, which would damage you before you could get anything up to defend against it. Speaking of which, oh my goodness. So, anyway, when that occurred, and I saw that I was low, my immediate thought was, I just have to fly it back to the main planet where it's safe. So I sent it there, even though the ammo was low, and it just starts flying, and it just took a short amount of time like that, but as it was going, ammo started running out, and more of them, like there were backups that were taking care of things, but then they would start to run out, and it ended up just, I had large chunks of the front here just destroyed through, like pieces chopped out of it. And I was like, that was a good move. I was glad I actually made it back, because my first thought was I was going to have to play the whole planet again and reload just because of that one bad moment. But I actually made it back, and it survived, but it was a little bit worrisome. And it took me a while to repair it. It took me longer than I thought to repair it because it wasn't sending things up properly. I still have to learn how that works. Like, I don't understand like the automation to send things somewhere and have it automatically drop them. Like, I know I have to call it down on the planet, but when repairs are needed, it seems a little weird. Okay, so I'm gonna drop just this 2, I think, and I'm gonna see how that handles. Yeah, I guess the putting walls on your ship are also useful, because that's what saved me just there. I didn't expect that to happen, but I guess they can still get through. Now, things I need to do. I need to pick up all my stuff, I guess. I need to set my Fulgora list. Okay, just had a bit of a break and disoriented myself for a moment, so okay, one thing I'm gonna have to do. I don't know if I want to set up this whole section here before I even head back to Novice. But oh, this is the okay. I was looking at it at this as if it was the cargo thing. Okay. A couple things. Oh yeah, this video is getting close to over, so the next video is gonna be a lot of this stuff, what I'm gonna mention. This section, I need to put these miners down, and I'm gonna bring over the science production to add to this side. That's going to be a hassle. But I realized I've also got the electrolytes and shit over there that I built up over a long time that I don't want to waste. So I'm going to leave science production over there as well. And then hopefully in the future I'll be able to connect these islands somehow. Actually, speaking of which, I want to know if I can make a rail across and if it'll get attacked or something. I don't know how this works. Refined concrete. Okay. So I'm going to see if there's some kind of way to connect these, because if I can connect them, I'm not going to want to deal with splitting my science. I would just figure that out. If anything, probably put things like this concrete across, rail support, and I'll make a collection of rails. Now, I don't think this is going to work at all. Might as well toss the science up while I got it. And I was going to grab... Not producing it fast enough. Puppy cat. Okay, because I know there's got to be a way to connect these safely. I just think it might be after Aquilo when I can make platforms that get built, that I can build on this, or whatever. Okay, so I can build these on that. Question is it going to take damage? Because if it takes damage, that's going to ruin the point. Stone. I gotta have stone built up over here. Okay, let me think. Would it be possible... Okay, if the lightning doesn't damage the actual rail, it could hit the train and the train would be repaired every time it gets to one of these locations. I just feel it's necessary for me to test this before I go and build the whole thing up, because I know there's a way to connect these things. I guess I'll get to see if it shows up on, shows any damage after that. But issues to consider, I have no space here for a train. So if I remove a bunch of these accumulators, I will need power somehow. Presumably, I might need to find a way to link power from the other side. I wonder if it attacks tall electric poles. Oh yeah, it does. It definitely does. Okay, but if I if I do remove a bunch of those accumulators, first and foremost, let's do this the right way. I essentially have only one line here. If I put one of these right here, that's basically the same thing that I had set up. 8.3 million with an M. Let's put one of these over here so I can kind of get it out of the way. 5.1 million. And this will reach a bunch of weird ones over here that I'll be able to kind of clear out. And along with that, this uses 300 kilowatts as opposed to 90 each. So that's more electricity efficient until I start doing shit like this. 480, but that's going to speed it up so much that it is stopped. So that's maxed out, just like I had it, except this one's much closer to what I need. It's not just sitting there, not moving. Is it fast enough without that? I mean, it looks fast enough to me. Okay, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. The thought of a single miner being able to fill up as much as I had going here without even speeding it up or anything. That's cool. Oh yeah. I was here to do this. Let's get some rocks on me. That's weird. I almost never have that on me. Okay, so this has not been attacked thus far. That strongly implies to me that this will not get attacked. I can't build on the dark areas. Okay, see, what's weird is this looks like it should just be able to go straight onto it, right? Because it's raised. But yeah, it does require another rail ramp, I'm guessing, that I have to put like this or something. Ugh. There's not enough space there. Could I get that through? I'm thinking not. Now, I got storage on this side. Okay. Looks like it's new video time. I'm gonna continue what I'm doing here in the next one.